fans, welcome into a special summer edition of NIU Weekly. I'm Andy Garcia. Glad you could join us. Hope you're enjoying some vacation. Maybe you're watching on the beach by the pool, but it's summertime. Hope you're taking advantage because not too far away, we got football, volleyball, basketball, and that's why we're coming this week with NIU Weekly. We're going to talk a little basketball. We're going to talk to Rashon, Burno, Lisa Carlson. We got the summer workouts happening. All the rosters, all the teams are all there. All the players are on site. Working out. So we're going to hear from Rashon, Burno, and Lisa Carlson about their programs as we get ready for the 2024-25 basketball seasons. But before we do that, I got to mention, you got to get your NIU football season tickets. Season tickets available now for just $105 for all 6 home games. The 2-game mini plan is also available, which includes tickets to the season opener against Western Illinois on August 31st and the October 5th matchup against UMass for just $60. Not only football season tickets, but also volleyball season tickets. They're on sale now, beginning at just $30 for the full season of NIU volleyball. So get your NIU football and NIU volleyball tickets, season tickets, 815-753-PACK, or go online, NIUHuskies.com. Get your tickets. We're not too far away from football being here and volleyball as well. But before we get to football and volleyball, we're going to talk a little basketball on this NIU Weekly, and we begin with Rashon, Burno. Well, this 2024-25 men's basketball season will have Rashon, Burno now in his 4th season at the helm of men's hoops. Rashon, great to see you in the summer, and I know you guys are working out right now, and just tell us about where you guys are right now in the summer program.
We're 1 week in. We've had first week was pretty good, got everybody back, just getting a feel for each other as players and as teammates. So it's been fun. Our guys are playing hard. We got some size, some athleticism. So it's been fun so far.
Tell me about the recruiting process and a lot about the transfer portal and what you look for. I mean, a lot of names, Rashon, a lot of players in there, but what are you looking for to try to bring to this program?
Well, we wanted to bring experience, and I thought we did that. Last class, we had guys who came from different institutions but didn't have the playing experience. And so we wanted to really focus in on guys who played meaningful minutes to bring that experience in, but also guys who came from winning programs. Yeah. Obviously, winning is a very, very difficult thing. And so having that winning experience was a priority for us in this recruitment process.
A lot of fans ask me, Rashon, I'm sure they ask you, how do you look through all those names and look for them? Do you know some of those guys, Rashon? Is it maybe coaches you're aware of? I mean, how do you go through that and filter through some of that?
Well, so this business is about relationships, right? And so a lot of these guys are coming from recommendations. It's coming from people that I value, and then it's coming from previous recruiting. Guys that you lost out on, like Quentin, coming from Cal Poly. The Q we were in on early. He decided to go elsewhere and still having that relationship with his AAU coaches. And then we got a chance to get him on the back end.
When you get into the portal like that, as you mentioned, you try to find guys that can come in and go at it right away, right? Find the scoring, find players that can contribute right away. And do you feel like these guys can do it?
Yeah. I mean, we're bringing over 75 points of collegiate scoring, which is huge because obviously we lost a lot of scoring. And a lot of that came with David Coit. So, we wanted to get guys who can fill a hole up, but also be a well-rounded player. I think we'll be a better defensive team, which was our Achilles heel all year last year. And I think we got guys who have been in meaningful games. Joe Mundane, who beat Purdue in the NCAA tournament, has played in some really, really high-level games. We're going to lean on him to bring that experience. And so we needed scoring, we needed defense, and we also needed guys who could be good locker room guys that can help the process.
You talk about the newcomers, but let's talk about a little bit about the returnees. And there's 4 of them. What do you want to see from them when they come back this season?
Well, just be better on and off the court. We needed to be better. And so Nazir Muhammad, who didn't play last year due to injury, he's in great shape. He's in great health. He's shown that he can shoot the ball, run a team, things that I thought he would do as a freshman. Obviously, injuries derailed that, but he's coming in with the right frame of mind. The guy that I've been really, really not surprised, but happy with is Ethan Butler. He is in game shape right now. He's shooting the ball well. His confidence is through the roof. I think this year of playing, having experience, is going to bode well for him. But he's putting himself in a position to be a real focal point for us moving forward.
We saw that a little bit at the end of the year with Ethan too, Coach. He started that confidence really started to build up late in the season.
Yeah, and it comes through playing.
Yeah.
When Xavier Amos went down, it gave him opportunity to play steady minutes. He knew he was going to play, so I think that gave him confidence to go out and perform. So, and then coming out off of the off season, once the season ended, it never stopped for him. He stayed in the gym. He didn't go home for the break. He was here from day one, and I think guys are going to be surprised at his growth and the maturity on and off the court.
As you guys try to grow on a court with workouts here in the summer, chemistry amongst the team. How early does that start, Rashon? And again, when you get the new guys and they get in the dorms and then they're in their new living areas, does that happen pretty quickly? You guys trying to bring that together?
Yeah, we spent enormous amount of time talking about how do we forge 9 new faces. And so what we did this year that we didn't do in previous years, we're going to eat as a team. 4 days a week, we eat breakfast together, we eat lunch together. 2 days a week, we're going to do team activities that require these guys to bond. And then we really make a point of emphasis that we need to be great teammates more so than great players. And so this group has taken a real liking to each other. But we are really focusing on trying to develop that chemistry on and off the court.
Me and you talk about summer workouts, but what's that entail for a normal fan? What can you guys do right now?
Well, we get 4 hours a week. And so what we do is we mix it up. We'll do individual skill work, and then we'll do team concept practices. And we try to get these guys to be competitive in every facet, whether it's skill development, it'll be competitive, a lot of one-on-one, 2s-on-2s, 3-on-3, 4-on-4s, and then team practices. We'll introduce the whole, meaning if it was the defensive side, offensive side, and then we'll spend time playing.
We talk about what college basketball is right now, Rashon, and it's a lot of shooting threes. And the guys you brought in, I think made 180 triples at the college level. Is that what we're seeing in the college game right now, Rashon? Not that you don't want the guys down low to do it, but it just seems like you need those guards. You need those shooters that are going to knock down some shots.
Yeah. The thing that we had to do better coming in off of last year, I think that Diggy Coit was our most prolific three-point shooter. I think we needed to get guys from different positions to be able to make threes to space the floor. And so that's the thing that we focus in on. And then we brought in TJ Copeland, who is going to remind guys of an old throwback, 5-man who has some skill to shoot the three, but mainly he's a post player. And so we're going to space it and we're going to play extremely fast. But we needed to have guys that can make threes to open up the floor so we can take advantage of each individual skill set.
You mentioned Copeland, one of the freshmen, also Jaden Mott, who signed back in the fall. What can we expect from Mott?
He's going to be a guy that can play multiple positions. He's athletic. He's 6'9". He's physically strong. He's not a typical freshman where size and strength is an issue. He comes from a military background, so his dad's done a phenomenal job with introducing the weight room to him early. He's going to be a really good player. He has the mindset to go out and compete, in which I love. As a freshman, sometimes these guys get a little bit of gun shy because certain guys are older. Right. He takes no prisoners. He goes in and he competes from day one.
What's the rest of the summer look like, Rashon? How many more days, weeks do you have with the guys? Is there a little bit time off before that, before we get going again?
We go 4 days a week. What we try to do is they'll have I want to say the second, third, fourth, fifth off, and then we're back up. We got 8 weeks this summer, and then I think these guys get off. The season ends for us. Summer session ends, I want to say, the second week of August. But in between that, we'll go within the 4 hours. But these guys are constantly in the gym playing and getting skill work.
Is there levels to what you're looking for? Looking for something right now in the summer. Is there a level you want to see from the different players as you get closer to the end of summer?
No, we want to obviously show growth, but more so the continuity and the connectedness. Being connected is the most important thing. I think with this thing, we're going to do the skill development, but we got to get this group because it's 9 new faces, to really merge and form a tight brotherhood on and off the court. And then obviously instill program standards is taking place every day. But we want our guys to be the best connected team since I've been here. And these guys are just different in that regard. They communicate, these guys are taking the opportunity to really learn each other to a next level. And that's going to make us a better basketball club.
When you go through this summer, is there some things in your mind that fans should know about? We're gonna be athletic, we're gonna be physical, but what are a couple of things that stood out for you that you feel that this group can be special going into this season?
Our ability to play defense. We can guard 1 through 5, and our ability to really think the game. I think this team has a higher basketball IQ because these guys are older, because these guys played multiple seasons in college with James Dent, who obviously is a 11-point scorer down at Western Illinois. Joe, we talked about Q. We talked about, and everyone that we brought back have had the experience of playing, right? So we now have to really forge it, but we're going to be a better team because these guys are bought into the process of what it takes to win.
Well, I'm glad we checked in. Looking forward to it. And again, it seems like yesterday we were in Buffalo for the final game, Rashon. Now we're getting back at it. And again, just a couple months away from getting ready for the 2024-25 season. Appreciate the time, and I'm looking forward to what this season holds.
Thanks, brother. Be well. Enjoy the vacation.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Lisa Carlson, 10 years, me and you. We've been doing this a long time. It's your 10th year now at NIU. You've gotten sick of me yet? It's now 10 years. Are you ready for another basketball season as we get ready?
Always ready. I think this is going to be a great group. Can't wait to get closer and closer to November, right?
Yeah, it's coming fast. It's going to happen fast. Talk to me a little bit about what the summer's been like for you guys so far.
Well, we've had all the players back for about 3 weeks now, which is hard to believe. It's always interesting when you have so many moving parts, whether you have returners, players coming in from the transfer portal, as well as new freshmen. So we have a lot of new faces, but it's so great to have them all on campus now and really starting to get to work, to get to know each other and really be able to evaluate the pieces that we're going to have.
You talk about 7 returnees: Shelby Coker, Cindy McCray, Blatcher, Maddie Fay, some of the freshmen coming back, and you also get hopefully Shelby coming back from the injury as well. So what can we expect from the returnees coming back?
Well, I think when you look at our returners, of those 7, 5 of them have started ball games for us, and many of them significant number of ball games. So our veteran upperclassmen, I think, will absolutely be the foundation of what we are all about this year. You mentioned Shelby, having her back in her 6th season, and she looks really good right now, knock on wood. So, you have Brooke Stonebreaker coming back, who's an All-MAC player. Sid and Laura, both who have played significant time for us on the perimeter. And then Brooke Blumenfeld, who also looks really good right now, very, very talented forward. So being able to put some pieces around that core group was really the focus that we had, especially with the transfer window. And I like where we're at.
Let's talk about Brooke Stonebreaker for a second. As you said, All-MAC, in the season that she had, what can we expect from Brooke coming now into this season?
Well, I think no longer are things a first for her, right? Yeah. So she was able to play throughout the season, significant amount of minutes, have a lot of success. And so now, she's kind of been through it and understands what that looks like in the MAC when you are a significant piece of the puzzle on the floor. I think she will absolutely garner attention because of the success that she had last year, but she hasn't skipped a beat in the off season. She's in great shape. She's a monster in the weight room, which we love about her. And so, the new thing now for her is that she's going to get to experience what it's like to play with Shelby, who is a completely different dynamic on the floor, and how that impacts the other 4 players.
And you mentioned Brooke Blumenfeld too, but to the confidence that she played with, I mentioned with Rashon, with Ethan Butler, I kind of feel the same way with Brooke Blumenfeld. From coming back from that injury, finally having a season to just get acclimated, and she showed you got a little bit of the inside-outside game.
Yeah, I think she really is probably one of our most skilled players. Like, she can do a lot of things in her ability to score the basketball. And again, the experience that she got last year as a redshirt freshman is really invaluable, because until you are in the mix of things in a 5-on-5 competitive situation on game day, there's just certain steps that you have to go through. in order to learn how to be effective at this level. And I think that experience for her is just going to propel her to what I expect to be a great redshirt sophomore year.
From the returnees to the transfer portal and the transfers, and I asked Rashon the same question. There's so many names, so many players in that portal, Lisa. How do you go through that? What are you looking for in a player in the portal?
Well, I think I mentioned it earlier, right? You have to evaluate what does your current roster look like, and then what are the needs that you need to put around them or to supplement players that maybe have left, whatever. Something that was really important to us is we wanted to get at least a couple players who had proven experience at the Division I level, right? People who had been on the floor a significant amount of time, and we're going to be able to hopefully kind of hit the ground running when it came to what it meant to play collegiate basketball. And I think we were able to do that. We also were able to address a little bit of our need in the forward position for depth. So we did get bigger, longer. We are a much taller team than we have been in the last couple of years. So I think those two things especially were really important. And then probably above all, you really want to hopefully be careful about disrupting culture, because for us, culture is such a huge piece of the success that we have had. Now it's hard. You don't get a chance to get to know those players like you do when you're recruiting a freshman that you might know for a couple years in advance. But that's something we try to indoctrinate very quickly when they get here. Is this is how we do things. This is how we're great teammates. This is how we play unselfish basketball. And again, I've been really pleased with where we're at this point.
Yeah. Talk to me about the summer so far and what you've seen, some early impressions of the team.
Well, we have 15 on the roster, which again is a really good number for us. We haven't been at full the last couple years. And unfortunately, as you see injuries and availability throughout the season, having low numbers has really kind of come back to bite us a little bit. So having a full roster of 15 is really exciting. And again, we have 15 on the roster and all but 3 of them have played significant basketball. And so I feel like in a lot of ways we have been able to kind of hit the ground running when it comes to the physicality and the pace of the game.
Yeah.
Now it's just a matter of kind of getting to know each other and for us as coaches to figure out how to begin to put those pieces together.
Hey, we'll talk about returnees and transfers, but then we got the freshmen, including your daughter Lexi. Looking forward to that. But what can we expect some of the freshmen coming in?
Well, I think the 3 freshmen we have a chance to be really good right now. I don't know when that will be. I'm not saying that they're going to insert themselves in the starting lineup as a freshman. But Lex, Bubba, and Mackenzie are all like, they love the game of basketball. They love to be in the gym. They're extremely coachable and hardworking. And I think that's the perfect combination for growth. We've seen it a lot already in the first 3 weeks, having them kind of thrown to the fire when it comes to learning from some veterans, whether that be from a conditioning standpoint in the weight room and then obviously on the court. But I really like all 3 of those freshmen, and I think they have a great future here.
We talk about the blending and becoming a team, and does that start early for you guys as well this summer, and different events maybe off the court as well, Lisa?
Yeah, I think the summer is such a perfect time because although most of them are taking a class, it's not a full load, right? So school isn't in full swing. They're not having to study as many hours for the number of hours that they have. We also are limited on the number of hours that we can have them from a basketball standpoint. Yeah. And so it really gives them an opportunity to spend some time together, which is where you really start to build that trust in the summer. That's probably one of the biggest things I love about the summer, and the players as well, is the amount of time they get to spend together outside of the 8 hours that we are able to work with them.
And listen, Lexi has the opportunity to be close to you and know what you want to. That can't help coming a freshman and already kind of know. She's been around. I remember when she was, I was shooting hoops with her when she was 6, 7. So she's been around the game, and that's got to help her as well when she comes into this.
No doubt. I mean, her biggest assets are going to be her basketball IQ and her understanding of the way we run our program, because even though she hasn't been in uniform, she's been a part of it for a very long time. So there's a lot of those kind of things that come second nature for her. And I think she understands that. I think she understands what it's going to take. But again, like all freshmen, you have to the speed of the game and the physicality of the game are something you have to experience. And I think that's where our freshmen are going to see the biggest growth, yet that's where the biggest gap is. And that's true of all freshmen. It doesn't really matter who they are.
Coach, what do you take from last season? And again, new team with new transfers, freshmen. What do you take from last season that you can use going into this season?
Well, I think there was a lot of players that got an opportunity to step on the floor and gain valuable minutes as well as game experience, right? Yeah. So, we talked about the returners that we have. Sid played a huge role for us. Laura, coming back from injury, played a huge role for us. We already talked about Brooke Blumenfeld and the experience that she got. And then the breakout year, really, that Sony got. And even Maddie and Shannon, with the minutes that they got as freshmen, all of those things are just huge building blocks for what we're trying to do from a foundation standpoint. So I thought there was times that we were extremely hardworking. We were a blue collar group last year that a lot of times had to put pieces together to try and come out on top. And we had our fair share of success doing that. So I think we're more talented this year. Again, we have to stay healthy, but I think we have talent. I think we have pieces. Yet foundationally, we still have those 4, 5, 6-year players that are going to be the backbone of what we do.
What's the rest of the summer look like for you guys? What do you have a thought in mind of where you want this team to be in the next couple weeks?
Yeah, I mean, it's super early, right? But this will be the end of week 3 for us, and then they'll have a little bit of time off for the 4th of July holiday. So that'll be a great opportunity for them to spend some time with family, get away a little bit, and then we'll come back and have 5 more weeks and go hard at it with a couple weeks off again before classes start. So I think July is going to be a great time. Again, a little bit of that initial honeymoon phase is over. They know each other's names. They have an idea of who they are from a personality standpoint. So I think the growth from getting to know each other and starting to really build that chemistry, especially on the floor, will be very evident in July as we come back to work.
I can't wait, though. The season's not too far away. All the hard work's going to pay off. Not too far.
It always comes so fast.
Appreciate the time, and I look forward to seeing you on campus.
All right. Thanks, Andy.
Special thanks to Rashon, Burno, and Lisa Carlson for joining me this week on NIU Weekly. Again, just getting their thoughts about what's going on in the summer so far. Looking forward to basketball seasons again. Also looking forward to football not too far away. Volleyball. Hey, it's the end of June, getting close to July. We're not too far away from the month of August getting here soon. All right. Don't forget, subscribe to this YouTube channel. We'll keep you up to date on all things Husky athletics, highlights, NIU Weeklies, different packages. So subscribe to this NIU YouTube channel and stay up to date with Husky athletics. Have a fun July. Get out there, enjoy the vacations, enjoy the sun, and we'll see you soon. We'll keep you updated. Stay with us and stay with us on the YouTube channel. We'll have more throughout the summer. Andy Garcia saying so long, and as always, go Husky.